All right, welcome to another edition of Successful and Single. My name is Josh J1 Rayford. I am Director of Hip Hop for Pandora, Program Director for SiriusXM Pandora Now. I'm educated, I'm a homeowner, got good credit, no kids, and I'm single. And that's what we're here to discuss, man, why so many men and women like myself are single. Now, we're not bitter about it. We just want to have a conversation and explore and get a better understanding of like what's really going on, and hopefully help ourselves and other people that listen to this podcast in the process. So that's what we're going to be talking about. It's not just about me. We're going to be talking to other men and women like myself, which brings me to my guest. I call him my little brother, not by blood, but
that's fair, man.
But by the greatest fraternity and chapter in the whole entire world. I've known this dude for over 10 years. I'm just proud of his growth and his evolution, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself, man. Go ahead and say your name, what you got going on, and let the people know why I speak so highly of you.
Well, blood can make us closer, J1. So I appreciate you and your mentorship through Morehouse and then in this entertainment business. So my name is Matt Harper. You can follow me at Esquire Maine, M-A-N-E, and also Esquire Branding. So I own a branding agency. It specializes in event production, branding, creative services. Also do a lot of work on the talent relations side, whether it's major award shows or major brand campaigns. So that's my spiel. I'm also single, developing good credit as well, and all that other good stuff. So no kids, similar to J1. So happy to bridge the gap between Venus and Mars, and really get a firm understanding of where we are in the millennial dating space, especially in major cities.
Absolutely. So I always started off with this question. It's the question I hate, whether it's a family member that asks or whether I'm on a date. Why are you single?
I think for me, where I am in my phase of life, I want to be a holistic man. So getting my credit score even higher than where it is, establishing myself more financially, and accomplishing my goals professionally. Not to say that I can't walk and chew gum in terms of being with a great woman, but I want to make sure that I'm bringing a lot to the table, breaking these generational curses. I've been focusing on my mental health the last couple of years and really finding someone that believes in reciprocity for me personally, not just someone that has their hand out and wants something from me, someone that I can build with. So that's the biggest piece for me, and I would like my next relationship to be my last relationship. So I'm comfortable taking my time in that capacity, but just focusing on me. So I'm adding value to a relationship, not bringing any debt to it. And again, any generational curses or mental trauma and physical trauma to a relationship. So that's really my reason.
That was deep right there, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not mad at that. So given your career and everything that you do, especially in the events that you throw, because I've been to a couple of events and I see what comes out.
Right.
I definitely see what comes out. You're around all types of beautiful women all the time. Do you feel like that makes it challenging for you, or sometimes women are intimidated by that?
Oh, yes. It's a double-edged sword. So, for instance, J1, being surrounded by beautiful women, especially in the entertainment space, when a lot of our contemporaries are powerful, have a lot of liquid, i.e. a lot of cash, you get to see people's true nature and what they desire. So that, to me, has somewhat been a traumatic experience in regards to what people are capable of on both sides, not just women, men as well. And in some cases, just to keep it a buck, because you're my guy.
Right.
And we want to give a true lens to what this is. I've been a part of the debauchery. So
I think we all have. Exactly. I think we all have.
So that to me, man, sometimes it's caused a bit of reservation. Again, especially in what we do. Because you get to really see who people are, whether it's their inhibitions, whether it's status, an abundance of alcohol and other extracurricular activities. I pay attention to that. And also with my lifestyle, how I carry myself and the nature of the business, events or what have you, I'm always surrounded, like you said, by beautiful women, attractive women.
Yeah.
And that can be intimidating for someone on the outside looking in, and they project these notions on me. Some may be true, some may be not. You know what I mean? Keeping it 1,000.
Neither can confirm or deny.
Exactly, man. So, but what has correlated well to me to be in a successful relationship, because I have been in a successful relationship is someone that does well with adversity, does well with communication, and we have a certain level of trust. That's the foundation.
Sure.
Because if you don't have that in what we do, it's like building a castle, a sand castle on the beach, not expecting to be washed away. So
what happened with your last relationship?
I happened.
You happened. Okay. Listen, as long as you can admit that it was you, that's all right.
We're going to start this thing off strong. We're going to have a real candid conversation.
Yes.
No holds barred.
Yes.
So I'm going to keep it 1,000 out of respect for you and what we can do from this podcast. And
absolutely.
Beyond. Somebody could get some real juice from this, so I got to keep it a buck. I happened. In regards to why I'm not in a relationship now, me wanting to continue to propel myself in terms of my profession, I wasn't in a space where I was comfortable within my manhood, not being able to provide for her financially, take her on these extravagant trips, buy her these amazing things that I thought that I wanted to, that would fulfill me as a man. I was good to her, but it wasn't enough in my opinion. Now, the beauty about her is she wasn't with me for any of those things. You know what I mean? She was with me because she genuinely cared about me and she saw where I was going. I wasn't just sitting on my butt,
right?
Hoping and praying. I was out here getting it. But I wasn't comfortable within myself with where I was, and that attributed to me and my mental health taking a hit, being very agitated for the littlest things, and not creating that environment that was healthy and wholesome near the middle to tail end of the relationship. So I didn't do everything that I needed to do, but the beauty of it, and I thank God for this every day, is it taught me where I wanted to go.
Sure.
From an emotional standpoint, and a high level of emotional maturity. You know, because I probably had the emotional intelligence of a 14-year-old when I was talking to her. And I'm 32 years old.
That's real.
So I appreciate that. So I happened. And she held me down. She was there for me in every capacity. She went on to pursue extracurricular education. Accomplish those goals. We both are doing our thing, but I'll tell you this, if you have a great person in your life, the success will mean that much more if y'all are together. And if they're not there, it's going to sting a little bit, no matter what you accomplish, because
that's real.
That person isn't, and that should help me.
You hit on some key points, because I don't think people really speak on the pressure that men get, especially black men get, when we're dealing in relationships or we're trying to date or court somebody. Yes, women go through their own stuff. Nobody has it harder than a black woman. I will be quick to say that.
I second that.
At the same time, we deal with our own pressures and mental health issues when it comes to dating. And you spoke on a lot of that stuff. Sometimes not feeling you're able to provide for a woman or give her the gifts that you want her to give. And I think now, especially in today's society, where you see so much online and on social media, and you see so many people, not all women, but a good amount of women go after the flashy guys, the rappers, the scammers.
The folks when we walk alongside the entertainment every day.
Right. The dope boys, whoever it is. And if there's almost a level, or there's almost a need to, like, damn, I gotta compete, but I can't go that route because that's not me. Exactly.
Nah, man, you hit it nail on, just in regards to what we consume, like social media. That sets the barometer on what relationships are. A lot of people are looking at the shade room, that Justin Cat, his memes go viral in regards to it. No diss to him,
right?
But just on what the measure of a relationship is, or what men and women should be in terms of a relationship. And I think that has kind of separated us or desensitized us to just getting back to the basics on the foundations of relationships. Good communication, right? Being there for one another despite the adversity or the outside noise.
Right.
Like that's important to me. And then what I don't like, this is not male bashing or female bashing.
Speaking on
but what I don't like is when someone or a lady is attracted to the flashy things, the dope boys, you know what I'm saying? the rappers, the athletes, and all that, they do them dirty. Which there is a high ratio of that happening.
They got options.
Then blaming it on the entire black male spectrum. Like, oh, all men do this. No, baby. All men don't do that. That's just what you like. And I'm going to say the last piece, you can jump in.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Because everybody wants that guy. Everybody wants the athlete, the rapper, the dope boy. So the ratio from females to males is already a large disparity. You break that down to males that are actually doing something with themselves, not in jail, have a heterosexual preference.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very important.
It's even wider. You know what I mean? But you don't want Bob from accounting. You know what I mean? You don't want the guy with the proverbial 9 to 5. That ain't fun for you. But don't generalize and put us all in that category.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I do well. I have no issues with women. I've always loved women and respected women. So I'm not speaking from any point of bitterness. And you said that in the beginning, which was very key. This is an open dialogue.
This is
just what I see.
Right.
We have contemporaries in that fit those verticals. So, yeah.
Being that we're both in the entertainment industry, do you have a preference of dating women within the industry or outside the industry? I see the benefits and downfalls of both.
Right.
Because dating a woman in the industry, they have a better understanding of what you're going through. They tend to be more confident and more secure in like who they are and who you are and what you have to do and being around all that. But at the same time, if it gets messed up or it goes wrong, you're gonna still have to deal with that person, and that's the part that messes me up, because I've been there a couple of times, and this entertainment business, it's very small, and it can be very awkward.
And it's the jungle.
It's a jungle if it didn't really go right, but y'all still have to run in each other's circles and stuff. So, do you have a preference? Because dating women outside the industry, yes, it's an escape. They're not going to run in your circle, but they don't necessarily understand. Exactly. So which one do you prefer? Because again, I've been back and forth with this question.
I'm going to say this, J1, not to dance around it, but I prefer, because I got to give both sides, like you said. Sure. I prefer a woman that has a certain level of understanding, like communication. I can't stress that enough. It's so key, because like you said, dating a woman in entertainment can be great because they know what you deal with. They understand the your volatile schedule. Right. Like, they're not tripping if you say, oh, I gotta meet my boss at a club at 1 a.m. Right. They understand that's some of our meetings. That's right. You know what I mean? That's when some business deals get happen on in the club.
At Cheetah.
Exactly.
At Magic City.
Typing business deals out on a white napkin. In
that's
the club.
Right. Right. So, over some wings.
So exactly, which is great food. But I may know they have great food. But that to me is a plus. But the downside of that is if you guys don't have a firm foundation and or it's not an amicable breakup, that could be used against you. If they feel a bitterness about y'all's relationship, pillow talking to someone else, and then you are vulnerable from a social standpoint. Right. Like our business is so doggy dog that individuals will use your relationship, especially if they both are in the entertainment space, use your relationship against you to one up you, to smear your name. Yeah. Like, none of that is off limits. That's the jungle that I'm referring to in entertainment. On the other side, if you date a librarian, it is an opposites attract, and it's a good release from not having to be in that environment where you're out in entertainment, the camera's on you, or social media heavy and all that. You have a genuine release, and you guys can just escape, have a nice, calm evening. Someone that maybe not like to go out, that's a great balance. But when you get those calls, say, hey, I got to go to Cheetah at 1:30 inexplicably. Right. Because our schedules are so volatile and things pop up. Will they understand that? You know what I mean? And will they not have reservations or apprehensions like, is he gonna hold me down? Or I just saw him in a repost online with some beautiful chicks in the club, you know what I mean? And they shaking booty and all that. How he know that stripper? How he know this person? Right. You know, which are natural thoughts that anyone would feel a way about. So if I had my preference, it would just be someone that has a distinct level of understanding. And I'm not feeding into her reservations. I'm not feeding into things that trigger her. Right. So it could be someone in entertainment. It could be, someone that's a librarian. I've dated all of them.
Sure. Wow. So we went to one of the best institutions in the whole country, talking about Morehouse College, and we were right across the street from some of the best black women in the whole entire world at Spelman.
Amen.
I know for me, looking back, I'm like, I messed up totally with at least about 3 or 4 women that probably could have been Mrs. Joshua Rayford at this point.
Right.
Do you ever think back about like the women that you had a chance with or that you dated, and you look at them now? Because some of them are doing their thing at the same time. There's some of them ain't. You like, oh God, thank you. I didn't settle down with her. But do you think back about like, should you have taken some of them more seriously compared to the dating landscape now? Because I think sometimes, and I try not to live with regrets or anything, but I just think to myself, damn, there's never gonna be a concentration of that many beautiful, educated, single, spiritual women in just one place that I'm gonna be around.
Right.
Do you ever think like that sometimes?
Yeah, I think that's natural, especially, being single right now. But I will say that if it's a good woman or even if it's a bad woman, women are natural teachers. You're going to learn something from a woman in any capacity. So I choose to appreciate the interactions that I've had with those women, especially in my collegiate experience, because that was, I think, the most growth in terms of my maturation from being, a high school student transitioning to taxpaying citizen at Mother Morehouse. So I just choose to look at it as I learned so much not to do that, or that was a good takeaway from those women. But in the capacity of, if I made one of those women Mrs. Harper, I'm not sure that I would have accomplished everything that I have to this point. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I've been able to have that flexibility to jump on a plane to a LA or to a New York when I need to, because I don't have the obligation of having, a wife or having kids. So just taking the lessons and continuing my journey to enlightenment, to establish myself financially, to establish myself with good mental peace, good mental health, and even spiritually. So like working on my third eye, so I'm in tune with everything around me, because we have to be in tune.
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
In our industry, man, we run into so many opportunists, and there's good opportunists and bad opportunists.
Sure.
People will do anything and everything to get what they want and don't care about who you are. So just remaining at peace with everything and taking all these experiences and making yourself better from it. Again, whether it's good or bad, it's just how I choose to look at it. So,
women, they always feel some type of pressure to settle down and have kids, especially
time clock.
Yeah, when their time clock starts kicking biologically. Men, we don't have that same biological time clock, but I know for me, I do sometimes feel that type of pressure, and you probably see it too, because you're seeing a lot of your line brothers settling down. Some of them are probably on child number 2.
Right.
I have one that's on child number 4 right now.
Right. and currently in the hospital, I believe.
Right. And you look up and you see the people that you grew up with and used to run the streets with. More of them are married or get married or have kids than those who don't. Do you feel some type of pressure because of that? Because of your contemporaries all settling down, and then you're showing up to these weddings and everybody's with their significant other, and you're kind of either by yourself or with some random girl that you was just like, yo, come to this wedding with me.
Hey, you mind pulling up to this?
Yeah, pull up to this wedding with me. Women always go to a wedding.
Exactly. Nah, I don't. I think that you mentioned this, and what resonates to me is a Nipsey Hussle quote.
Okay.
Run your own race and bump how long it takes. So for me, I'm just keeping my blinders on my own journey, because while I wish everyone that's in a relationship, that's married, wealth, health, and prosperity, you don't know their story. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
That's true.
And I'd rather be in something healthy and long term, and wait for that and let it be right than rush that situation. I get all this advice, my OGs and mentors that tell me to take my time.
That's right.
And you even given me great advice in the professional space on taking my time when I get the success so that I'm ready for it.
That's right.
I remember that distinctly from you, man. I've been chasing you for a long time, and
appreciate that, man.
You've been pivotal in my development professionally and making sure that I'm fine-tuning all my skills, fine-tuning my network, so when I do get that major opportunity, I can walk right in it and not mess it up, because I may only get one.
That's right.
I may only get one great woman that I'm with, and I'd rather get that right. So just taking my time, man, because forever is a mighty, mighty long time.
It is a long time.
And I'm gonna just continue to enjoy the space that I'm in, but I do want to be in a relationship. I do want something long lasting. I want marriage. I want kids, man. I'm Southern. Not to say that people from other places don't want that, but you know, we old fashioned in our ways, and
sure,
with wanting the white picket fence and the dog and great woman. So I just choose to take my own time, man. As hard as that is, yeah, because I done had plenty of conversations with you, like J1, man. Like I think I'm ready, dog. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's interesting out here.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? But I just got to take my own advice and trust the time and trust God and go from there, man.
Amen to that. Yeah. Speaking of time, how long do you think you should date a person before actually getting into a relationship?
That's whew. So look, let me tell you this. I have no concept of time. I'm big on feeling. Gotcha. Because I've had a great relationship, similar in college. Not gonna name no names.
That's right. We don't name no names on this podcast.
That was a great, and I haven't. That was a great woman that essentially, man, I hooked up with the first day or two. We went all home run. Wow. And I was in something meaningful with her after that. So I think the biggest piece, ladies, let me tell you this story. This is not for any man to take advantage of you, but if you want to go all the way to home plate when you first meet him and you're confident in yourself and that's what you want to do, there is a such thing as being respectful and being classy in that capacity. Sure. A real man is going to know the difference. That's right. Not going to treat you no different. Like that's just you just showing him that that's what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? And you were confident in that. And I've had some great relationships where it didn't happen so immediate. Maybe it was 3-4 months down the line. It's all about what you pour into and what pours into you. It's just about the connection. I'm not big on time. I'm big on emotion and connection. I don't like to limit myself because tomorrow's not promised. So it's just more so how I feel and how she feels. Making sure that you both are comfortable with whatever speed that is. You know what I mean? But for me, man, I'm on go. So
man, speak on that. You spoke to my spirit right there, because that's something that I always kind of struggle with is timing. It's either sometimes I be too slow, like the girl ready to go. I'm like, well, don't we need a little bit more time? But they looking at me crazy, right? Or on the flip side, I'd be like, yo, what we doing? You feeling me? I'm feeling you. Right. What's good? Well, no, we need more time, or they've been previously hurt or something like that. So I almost feel like I'm playing double dutch with it sometimes. But you spoke on it, not letting like time be a factor, more so of a feeling, right? And that's real. I mean, I've seen people that have gotten married. My parents, for instance, they met in January, and by the end of the year, they were married, and they're going on 50 years.
Man, blessings to
them. You know, my sister and my brother-in-law, they going on 21 years, and they got married at the courthouse and stuff. But I've seen people that have married their high school or college sweetheart, dated for 8 years, get married, and then end up in a divorce. So it goes both ways. Right. I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong way, but I agree with your assessment right there. Mm-hmm. So when you actually do get in a relationship, obviously social media plays such a big role. Are you into showing your relationship on social media or keeping it private?
Personally, I'm into keeping my relationship private, but it's more so the Drake approach. Like, I wasn't hiding my son from the world. I was hiding the world from my son, so to speak. Now, Pusha T made a nudge him to come out with that. But in the context of me, I just like to keep my relationship private because that's something that I hold sacred. You know what I'm saying? To me. And I don't want that on public display.
Sure.
For the universe, because again, misery loves company, and there are a lot of people that are not comfortable within themselves and want to drag a lot of people down. Again, not the male bash or female bash, but I know a lot of single women. I've witnessed this with just being out in the social spaces as prevalent as I am, that a woman could be feeling a man and a girl like, come on, girl, we gotta go. And they ain't got nowhere to be. Right? They're going straight to the couch.
Yeah.
Ain't doing nothing. That could have been her husband. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or nobody was talking to her.
That's right.
Gave her the time of day. And she like, well, since nobody talking to me, you need to come with me. You know what I'm saying? And that could have been a long lasting relationship, or someone not being comfortable with my success or how I've been able to elevate in this space. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to try to, take some shots at this chick, try to get inside on this chick just to affect him or defect his social currency. Now, if you could take her, she yours. That ain't never happened to me and it ain't going to happen. But, you know what I mean? Sure. I respect the rules of the game. Just how I was raised and where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Being from Southwest Atlanta, like, you got to respect the rules. If she can be took, she not yours.
That's right.
But I would like to keep my relationship between myself. Not to hide her in any way. If we're out socially, you know what I'm saying, and people just peep like, yo, they look like they together, whoop-de-whoop, then, it is what it is. But there are just so many evil factors socially on these platforms and with people. I'd rather just keep my healthy relationship to myself and control the narrative in which I can. But that's about communication. I believe in levels of reciprocity. So for instance, if me having that philosophy would make my girl feel away, at times I'm comfortable with finding that sweet spot in that middle ground. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on Wednesday, gotta post a little pic of it. I ain't gonna have her at in there.
Yeah, right.
What her IG is, you know what I'm saying? But I post a picture of her. That's what she wants every now and then, just to make sure that I'm showing her that I'm cool going on this journey with you and not imposing how I feel 100% of the time, because you gotta be able to grow together and have compromise. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm cool compromising with.
Do you think social media has hurt or helped dating?
Man, I think social media has hurt dating more than help. I can't even count on my hands and toes how many relationships I've seen ruined because of social media.
That's right.
How many have you seen be successful because of social media?
Yeah.
Well, that news isn't prevalent. A lot of travel halfway around the world faster than the truth. So
yeah,
I guess negativity and all that sells more than is more clickbait than positive relationships. So that's what I see.
That's real.